Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today I will show you how to program your own programming script. So we'll program in a language called Python, which is a quite simple language, and yeah, it's really good for it's like starting to program. I'm gonna use a IDE called PyCharm. So yeah, that can be a good idea to use that. Though if you're more new to programming, you can also use a website called Replit. It's just to search for it on Google, create an account, then start up a program, and yeah, it's much simpler than to download a whole IDE for Python. But yeah, so to start, we'll just see how how it's going to work. So if we click the starting button right here, we can see that output or terminal is coming out on the bottom. Right now it doesn't really do anything because we don't have any code, but that's basically how what we're going to program to. So all the outputs will come in a script, not like a gaming window, like a game window or something. It's going to come out in text, so that can be good to note. But yeah, so we'll start programming directly here. So the first thing we need to do is to communicate with our terminal down here. So to do that, we use a simple command that's called print. So just type in print and open and close some parentheses, and in here we want to place a string, which is basically how we store text in a variety of programming languages. And to make a string, you just do two quotation marks and type in what you want to write. So in this case, we can type in hello world, like that. And if we now run this program, we will see that hello world is here in our terminal down here. So what we'll do next is we need to have some sort of set to answer this. So if we print this again, hello world, you can of course print other things. If you print just hello, for example, obviously just hello is going to come up here. We can see we have no way of answering this. We can't write in anything. We can't do anything with this. It's just text. So we can type in another command called input instead, and we can type in what's your name, yeah, for example. And what this is going to do is that it's going to print this, what is your name, and we can also answer it. So we can do like this, and we can now type in something and hit enter, and you can see that we can now answer this question. It doesn't do anything with our answer, but we can actually answer it. And to make it a little nicer, we can also add a space right here, just a simple space, and that'll make it so that it's a space in between here. Okay, so that is the first thing that you need to know about. Okay, so now we'll just delete this and we'll start talking about variables. So variables are really important for programming, and if you don't know what a variable is, you can see it as like a box with something stored inside, and it basically says on the box what's stored inside. So I'll display it more like yeah, I'll show how it works. So firstly, you write the name of your variable. So I'll write mine can be hello, for example. And to make a variable, you then do one of these equal marks, and then you put what's going to be inside your variable or inside your box. And in this case, we can print out hello, or we can have hello world stored in it, and make sure it's in one of those strings, so you have those quotation marks. And so what we'll do next is to show that this actually stores this text, we'll do a print command where we write in our variable, so hello in this case. And if we now hit the starting button, we can see that it now prints hello world, so just as we expected. But we can do a lot more things with these with variables. So the first thing that we can do is we can actually store numbers, or integers as it is called. And to do that, we can just simply name it something like number, for example, and we can have it be equal to 1. And now you don't want these quotation marks, because then they're only text, they're not really numbers, so it's stored in a string, not as an integer. So what we will do with this is that we'll maybe do some math with it. So we can, for example, add 1 to this number. So we can do that in two main ways. The first one is take number is equal to number plus 1, and here you can see that it's basically we changed what the numbers like worth is to number added by 1, which is basically 1 plus 1, which is 2, which is yeah, one extra to this. We can though do this much simpler by just writing number plus equal to 1, and that is just that will just add 1 to our number. And if we now just print out our number, we can see that it prints out 2, which is good, exactly what we wanted. And the last thing we can do is that we can actually take those inputs we had earlier and put them into variables. So I'll show you how it works. So you can name the variable maybe answer, because the variable is going to have the answer to this question we're going to send. So if we input maybe we can input maybe what's your name. Now when we run this, it is going to be exactly as before. If you just do this, it just does that, it doesn't answer us or anything. But the difference is that what we write in, so this that we write in, this is now stored in this answer variable. So what we can do with that is that we can, for example, print our answer. So if we just do this again, you can see what's your name, and if I now type in Lava Magma, you can see that it prints Lava Magma back to us. And you can also, for example, you can also add a plus to here. So, and then like that, and then it'll print this, and then what we write here. So we can, for example, write a name that we inserted. We can actually name this to name instead if you want to, might be more convenient. And then we can do is a nice name, and you need to make sure that you have a space here, and here I want to add a like that. So when we now run this program, what's your name? I'm getting Lava Magmo. I'm just gonna show Lava Magmo is a nice name. If I were to write in something like say Orange, if you somehow have that name, then it's going to say Orange is a nice name. So yeah, and you can do a lot with this. You can also if you want to have this as a number instead, like if you write in a number and you wanna like have you want to like count with that number and stuff, then you can do that by doing int and then putting all of this into parentheses. And now if we were to run this program, you can see that this doesn't really work, because if we now put in Lava Magmo, we'll get an error message. But what we can do here instead is that we can write in a number. So let's say your name is 1. I don't know if anyone has that name, but yeah. And oh yeah, because we need to convert it in here. So we actually need to convert this now. Yeah. So you just need to convert that back to a string again, and you do that by just typing in str, then the parentheses, and then name inside, and this should work. Yep, 1 is a nice name. But you can actually count with this too. So you can, for example, take name plus equal 1, as I showed before, and if we put in, for example, my name is 2, then 3 is a nice name. Yeah, you can do whatever you want with this. Okay, so I might also, and I am also going to show you how I can convert things to ints. So obviously you can do like I did there, but if you, for example, put number 1 like that into this variable, and you want to convert this into an int, you can just do int number is equal to int number, and now it converts it into an int. And it's the same thing, you can do this to a normal number and then just do str, and now it's going to convert this integer into a string. So yeah, you can mess with that however you want. But now we're going to make an if statement. So we are going to write an input, which is going to be age. Age is equal to int input how old are you? Okay, so yeah, so we basically take an input and convert it into an int that then is stored in age. So, and then we'll do an if statement. So we'll see if if this person is older than 18, he can drive a car, and if he's older than 16, he can start test driving. Or if he's younger than 16, he can't drive cars. He can't drive cars. He can't drive cars. So we'll do. So to write an if statement, we just write if, and then our what we want to how you explain it, what you want to check if it's we are going to check if he's older than 18. So to do that, we'll check if age is higher than, which is this, 18, and then we need to put we actually need to put one of these in, and then an enter, and you can see that it should actually be it goes in, the row goes in automatically, and it needs to do that, otherwise it doesn't work. So if it is like this, just click on tab and it should go in a little bit, and that is what it needs to do. So if age is more than 18, we'll print you can drive a car if you have a driver's license. If you have a driver's license. And I will also change this to higher than or equal to, because I think you can actually drive a car if you are older than if you are 18. So yeah. So if we stop and rerun this, you can see that it says how old are you, and we'll write in, for example, 5,000, and obviously you can drive a car if you have a driver's license, though I don't think anyone is 5,000, and I don't recommend anyone that is 5,000 to drive a car, but yeah. And if we do a number lower than that, say 1, it's not gonna do anything, because we haven't added anything more to this. So now we'll check if the person is older than 16. So then we'll write if, and then age, and the same thing here, is more than or equal to 16. And then we'll just print you can start test driving. I think that's what it's called. I don't know if it's called test driving, but yeah. And this basically means else if. So if he is not over 18, we'll check if he's over 16. So this means that it will not print both of these messages, because if it prints this message, it won't go through to the next ones. But if it doesn't, it will check if you're older than 16. Okay, so then we'll take an else statement, and that doesn't need any input. The only thing you need to do is to just write an else, and then it'll take everything. If this isn't right and this isn't right, then it will do what is said in else here, and we just print you can't drive. We don't write you are not allowed to drive a car. And I'll add all of these. You're not allowed to drive a car. So yeah, that's basically it. And what I give as a challenge now to you is to do I don't know what it's called in English, but when you like ask questions and you try to get them right, and your score goes up. So and in the end we'll display the score. So you should pause the video now and try and see if you can do it for yourself. But if you can't, I'll show you now. You can also go back in the video if it's something that you need help with. But yeah, we'll do a simple one now. So firstly we'll do a question, and we can simply name this question. Don't ask that right. How is it spelled? Question. Okay, answer 1 instead. Answer 1 is equal to input, and we say what is the capital of the UK. So what is the capital of the UK? And if this person wrote if answer 1 is equal to London. So if he wrote in London, or she, we'll display, or we'll print out that's the right answer. That's the right answer. And we'll also add up here. Over here we'll add a scoring system. So we'll just call it score, set it to 0, and we'll take the score plus equal to 1. Else we'll just print that the wrong answer. So obviously you don't need to do this else statement if you're doing if statements, but in this case we need another statement. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Okay, so we'll do another questionnaire. We can simply name it answer 2. Yeah, answer 2. Input. Okay, so this question will maybe be. Okay, we can do another capital. What is the, maybe I should actually do capital city. What is the capital city of the US this time? And what I will do is that I'll just copy this with Control-C, and then with Control-V I'll print it out again, and I'll just change this to Washington DC. Washington DC. Yeah. So and we'll also why is it red? Oh yeah, you actually need two equal marks. I forgot that. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You need two equal marks when you're comparing two different things. Like one equal mark is used when you're creating variables, but yeah, these are for when you're comparing things. And then in the end, we just display that print you got score out of 2 right. This basically means that we take the score, so we have added this score here +1 if you answer the right question, answer the right answer, and that'll add up to the score. And when you got and then it will display how much score you got in this text here. So we'll just run this program. Okay, so what is the capital city of the UK? We'll take in maybe we can take in London first. And that's the right answer. And the US, maybe we answered the wrong one here. So we can take we can write in that is what are we gonna write in instead? We can take Canada, for example, Ottawa. Oh yeah, we also need to convert this one. I forget that sometimes. Okay, so we write in London and then Ottawa. You got, oh yeah, we also need to add spaces here. But yeah, you can see that we've got 1 out of 2 right. And if we, for example, just write something very odd here, we see it gets 0 out of 2 right. With the both of them, London and Washington DC, you got 2 out of 2 right. So yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and see you next time. Bye.